afternoon, everybody. We continue with our Taking Action Against Domestic Violence campaign, now in year 4. This afternoon, we're talking about the Delta programs and how the Centers for Disease Control is taking a closer look at what local domestic violence centers are doing in the area of primary prevention. Joining us with more, we want to welcome Kristen Pavlik. I said it right.
You did.
The Director of Training and Technical Assistance for the Florida Coalition Against Domestic Violence.
Thank you for
coming in. Tell us primary prevention versus just the assistance that you all give victims. How is the primary prevention different?
Sure. So I think when most folks think about domestic violence, they think about the intervention pieces, the hotline, the shelter, restraining orders and things like that. But primary prevention is addressing the issue of domestic violence before it happens. And so it's talking to youth about healthy behaviors and root causes that could potentially lead for first-time victimization and perpetration of domestic violence.
The Centers for Disease Control has established protocols, and they call the program the Delta programs.
Correct.
How many of those test sites exist around the country? How many states have them, and how many do we have in the state of Florida?
In the state of Florida, we have 6 Delta sites, and nationwide there's about 19. And the Center for Disease Control identifies domestic violence as a public health issue, and so really it's addressing it in a holistic way, looking at how primary prevention of domestic violence can help long-term health things as well as the intervention pieces.
So the state of Florida is one of only 14 states in the country with Delta sites?
19.
One of 19?
19, yep.
Okay. And so here in the Tampa Bay area, the Haven of RCS
Correct.
in Pinellas, and then the Sunrise Domestic Violence Center in Pasco?
Correct.
They have the centers. How are their programs different?
They're very interesting. So Florida is unique in the fact that we fund all 42 centers to do primary prevention work. We're the only state in the country that does that as well. And the Delta sites really look at doing evaluation of the programs because the CDC likes to see outcomes around what's effective. So they address it in the socio-ecological model. So you're looking at the individual programs. So you're in the classroom situations where you're talking to youth about those healthy behaviors, as well as engaging the community at different levels with coordinated community responses where folks who are stakeholders in the community come together to problem solve and address domestic violence in awareness and activities.
What can a person do who's watching this and may want to make sure that these programs exist at their schools, or there's some sort of a primary prevention? Where can they go for information?
They can contact their local domestic violence center and ask for the person that's in charge of primary prevention, and we do all kinds of youth programming across the state, so that's all they'd have to do.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming in. If you would like more information on the statewide domestic violence hotline, the campaign, and all the different resources that are available to victims or worried family and friends in the Tampa Bay area, here are some resources for you to consider. The statewide hotline is 1-800-500-1119. Our campaign page is abcactionnews.com/DV, and also you can find us on Facebook. Thanks for watching, everybody. At ABC Action News, domestic violence awareness is a year-round commitment. We include the statewide domestic violence hotline in our newscasts, on our website, even in social media. Even here, behind the scenes, we share that hotline number with our employees. Why? Because we know that hotline works. If you or someone you know may be a victim of domestic violence or dating violence, call 1-800-500-1119. No judgments, just help.